Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual.
You want the truth? There's UFOs and underground bunkers. Still use nanotech to hunt us. Throat chakra tapper, watcher of the watchers. Pulling up the skirts of the agent stalkers like dub plates and midnight marauders. Stomping on e-villains, conspiring with warlords and straw gods. Tried to hide but they saw us. With candles, tear the matrix, turn to sawdust.
Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it habitual.
Too many love to use force and wasting power, leaving water running and you're not even in the shower. Class in the kitchen when I go to Palmer. On their court when the servants are on ya. Ask for warrant calls and oaths of police enforcers. Only when we tell them will they do for us. Pulling out billy bats ready for orders. Beat yourself in the head to a corpse corpus. This ain't the 60s, I'll help clansmen burn crosses. Suicide rhyme mission and vision got them taking losses. Codes are Morses, sung by daughters of a star and a set, the moon and the star orbits. Now we stand on the stage and play at auctions, getting office to play and trade options. You have no defense, only offense. Too late, no smiles when entering GM's office. 10-year veteran treated like a novice. You could act AI, Rodman or Williamson Corliss, or act Hamilton. Why? The players won't start their own league or try. Band ass slapping and on the defense napping, and getting schooled by rookie MVP captains. Flopping for touch fouls or dribbles over crossing. They should give more than their profit from endorsements. Getting fined for comments when fans torment. Only GM sons can apply for ball boy employment. Got sister from the hood paid grants to sing anthems. Kicked out the league for drugging and sex scandals. Only real role models, no promos for Cole Brothers. Donate on fee I made from their best-selling old novels. UPLIFTINGFALLEN, humanity.
Breathing life to this game. Anyone exploiting the art, I got to kill them. I swing my sword, they die hard. Bruce Willis, this is for the minds of the young Asiatics. The most incredible when I speak mathematics. I generate revenue, so if you see me, I'm never sleepy. I shed light wherever we be, like no the last TV. I'm resurrecting critical thought when I'm expressing with a depth East Coast text. It's the return of the avatars, and we catching wreck till it ain't no ink left in any pen. Anywhere that we been, we fearsome with the desire to make the peoples rise up. I'm like Enoch, an exquisite scripture diviner, paradigm shifting, rhyme designer, ascending higher. It's the sire, it's none liver, sons wiser. The Nazarene dream, lyrical messiah, building like a carpenter in Versailles. Hard body with the style, like the ancient poets from the distant past, with skin that was burned like brass, conducting like gold. That's melanin or melanine. I'm still in the limelight from any scene in the flash, like I wear a mask made for skiing. The pristinest MC when I'm teaching, never preaching. When I conceive, birth beneath 16 degrees. That was locked within my genes when my mother first perceived that I was coming into being. Basically, I'm the best at passing any trial or test. When I reach them on the path, rise above them like cream with supreme class. FOI the MCs when I spaz, and the wealth stacking is in action. The precious metal snatching, forging the justice sword slashing. Olive skin, Moorish assassin with woolly hair on my beam. The hardest spitting since 16, because I studied like a fiend. And now I smoke mics like Gil Scott is Heron. Some we reigning, and from here on we slay men who fake illumination for their own personal gain. And the new Moors is here, yo, it's time for changes.
Yo, IHF to the core empowers me. Super Saiyan levels, Dragon Ball Z. Even if you see me, you don't see me. Alchemy equals backwards in my trees. How to make the fruits with no seeds in the trees. I'm supernatural, make the stuff with ease, like my nuts blowing in the breeze. Punish system as we walk in the streets, it's Car City. My heart is for my people, spiritual war. Heavy artillery, full mental storm. Blood and gut spills, faces get torn. So I drop bombs of melanin on the unborn. Ultimate darkness crushes the fake masses. Mess around, get turned out like jackasses. We are the chemistry, get studied in classes. Fly by chemtrails, leave rashes on asses. This stuff ain't for the weak, not for them savages. Sight beyond sight, leave murmur in bandages. Circle 7 light, man they can't handle this. Shine that bright, get shook in my presence. Don't make me have to stub nose you with my silence. My essence crushes evidence, intent to resistance. Mother Earth gon' shake, man, and rackle the pestilence. No chemical injections, aka vaccinations. My spidey sense went off, time to switch locations.
Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it a ritual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it a ritual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it a ritual. Circle 7 surrounded by 4 corners. The ritual is typical, we do it a ritual.
Islam. Assalamu alaikum. Bey to make them. Coming to Miyam, coming to the light. Beyond myself, coming to the light. All right. So I have on the board the Moors are prisoners of war in their own Moorish land. What does that mean to you? The Moors are prisoners of war in their own Moorish land. What does that mean to you? Anyone? Moors are prisoners of war. Well, slave is a nationality, Eastern European nationality, so we can't be that anyway because of the Eastern European nationality. All right? Hold on. Excuse me. I'm being drowned out. Oh. Can we close that door? Can we close that door, please? Can that door be closed, please? Thank you. It's drowning me out. I can't do it. It's drowning me out. Thank you. No. Yes. Yeah, oof. But I couldn't. You're saying something and you're being drowned out for the motorcycles and cars and whatever. Yeah, that court cannot be open. That cannot be open. All right. And remember, it's sensitive. I don't know. She said I sound good. Yeah. And it's all it's being live talk, so any noise. All right, go ahead, brother. You say it again. Hold on. Excuse. I gotta. Yeah.
Baltimore, but not in the big season on all that. I'm a rock. Not being social.
But all right. What does it mean? What does it mean to be prisoners of war? All right. There's a war going on, or there were wars going on. All right. All right. Go ahead. Anyone else? Prisoners of war. Prisoners of war. Prisoners of war. Ransoms involved. Mm-hmm. Property of the enemy. Yes, property of the enemy. All right. Now, we are indeed prisoners of war in our own land. The problem is that we don't know the true history. We've been taught that we are descendants of people who were transported by the Dutch, the Portuguese, the Spanish, the English, and the French, what is now known as the continent of Africa, to North, Central, South America, and the adjoining islands. That's what we think our story is. All right. We think our story is that the African kings and queens sold us to the Portuguese and Dutch and French, English and Spanish. So the concept is that we were already in shackles when we saw the Europeans. We were already in shackles, and the African kings and queens simply transferred us, you know, to the Portuguese and Spanish. So the concept of war is not with us. Prisoners of war is not something that we even fathom. War, we didn't fight the Europeans. That's, you know, the way the story is told, that we didn't fight the Europeans. We were already shackled. All right, so that's what that story does, is give you a subjugated mind and also suppress your Moorish power. If you knew that you fought the Europeans in battle, you killed them, they killed you. You enslaved them, they enslaved you. But that's not known to the general public. It's not known to the general public. Now, why is that not known to the general public? Exactly. Don't want you to know that you were once in power. In relationship to them, we're not talking about you being in power and you ruling over your own people. No. I'm not talking that. I'm not talking about you being in power and you in this African kingdom and you ruling over your own people and governing your own people. I'm not talking that. I'm talking about you being in power in relationship to the Europeans. And you had them in captivity. You had wars with them. They paid you annual tribute to pass the high seas. They don't want you to know that. They might let you get away with, you know, you ruling, governing on your own people. You know, this African kingdom governing on your own people. They might be able to teach that in school, you know. But they don't want you to know that you had them, that they were paying ransom to you for their release. They don't want you to know that. They don't want you to know your Moorish power over them. That's what I'm talking about. Moorish power over them. So they want you to have this subjugated mind, subjugated thinking, that you were always submissive to them. The story, the claim is that 36,000 voyages were made over the period of 300 years. 12.5 million, what they call Africans, were transported from continent Africa to North, Central, South America, and the islands from the 1500s to the 1800s. That's the claim. 36,000 voyages. Now, what's missing is your power. You're seizing their shit. So how could they have accomplished such a feat of 36,000 voyages, 12.5 million Africans, when you were seizing their ship? When they, the Portuguese, the Dutch, the French, and the English in the 1700s were paying annual rent ransom to the Moors to pass annual tribute to pass the high seas. So if an African scholar was here and standing on the claim of the 36,000 voyages and 12.5 million, but doesn't have the information about the Moorish sea power, let's weigh it. Let's weigh it. All right, so we are prisoners of war in our own land. You have night orders. Night orders. All right. Today they do a lot of charity work, but their origin is their origin charity? Were they established as charity orders? European night orders, were they established as charity orders? Night of John of Jerusalem, Night of St. John of Jerusalem, now known as Night of Malta. All right, the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem was established in 1099. Why were they established? Why was the night orders established? Anyone know? Yes. To fight the Moors. So the purpose of the night orders and their establishment, and they were funded by the nobility, was to fight against the Moors. They call this the Reconquista. Reconquista. All right? Taking control of Spain and other parts of Europe. Taking control of Spain and Portugal and Sicily and other parts of Europe. And that period began in 1095, called Crusade against the Moors. 1095 to 1235. We are prisoners of war in our own land. Our condition came about through a series of wars and also infighting. So they didn't defeat us. We're talking about the mighty Moors. How were they able to defeat us? The infighting. So we were becoming weak because of the infighting. They became, we're talking about, all right, you said sex, so let me qualify that. You had dynasties, Moorish dynasties, and various caliphs that were warring against each other. Meanwhile, the Europeans were pulling their resources. They were funding night orders, establishing night orders. So they were about what? Organizing, funding night orders, preparing to fight against us. Meanwhile, we are, infighting among each other. So through a series of wars, and you're talking about 600, 700, 800 years. Because even after this, from 1295, 1095 to 1235, and they have it in Spain. There is an annual festival called the Spanish Festival of the Reconquista. It's about you. It's all about you. It's in your honor. They have a festival in your honor. They have a festival in your honor. Yes. Right, the reenactment of war, right, in your honor. And it's all about you. So they celebrating their defeat of the mighty Moors, and we gained control of Spain. All right. Now, what the problem is that people think the Moors look like Osama bin Laden. Yet in the coat of arms, you see dark colored Moors and European coat of arms. Yeah, the Moors, those are Arab people. You know, they're not African. You know, yeah. So these African scholars don't even. You have some who do, but when they do, they don't go heavy into it. Ira Van Sertima in the Golden Age of the Moors, he's the editor of the Golden Age of the Moors. It's the Golden Age of the Moors, a compilation of articles written by several scholars. Everett Scobie, Wayne Chandler, Ira Van Sertima, Wanoko Rashidi. But what they don't talk about, none of the articles, is the Moorish power. Those African scholars write about, you know, the Moors, Africans, you know, being accepted by the Europeans, rising to become poets, you know, and politicians, and as if like we were subjugated. They write that we were subjugated and now accepted as poets and artists. And no, Ira Van Sertima, no. We didn't rise out of subjugation. We was already in power and brought Europe out of the Dark Ages. We didn't rise out of the European subjugation and become artists and, you know, politicians. And no, they're telling the story wrong. Tariq ibn Ziyad in 711, see 711 to 713, he defeated Roderick. Roderick was unjust in his rulership. He was the king of the Visigoths. The Europeans suffered big time under Roderick. And they were even calling on the aid of the Moors. The Moors did not, hear me out, fam. We did not conquer Spain. Bring any scholar here in my presence who says Moors conquered Spain. How are you going to call? All right, scholar, you say we conquered Spain. No problem. No problem, scholar. You say we conquered Spain. Scholar, tell these people what was Spain like before the Moors. Tell the people. Tell the people what Spain was like before the Moors. Tell them about Roderick, the Visigoths. What was Spain like before the Moors? Very few bathhouses. They didn't take baths. Dying of diseases. All right. What was Spain like when the Moors got there? Oh, is that a conquering? We saved them. Right. They're calling that a conquering. They're not even giving you credit. Green light and everything. They're not even giving you credit. The things, their position today is because of you. The curriculum that's taught in the school is your curriculum. You can't go to any school in the world and study any European curriculum. Why not? Because it doesn't exist. It's that we don't know the history enough. You can't go to any Europe. Well, I'm going to go to Europe and study European. So you're not? You ain't going to Europe and study no Europe. Are you going to Europe to study Moorish culture and philosophy and medicine? And you're going to Europe to study what? You ain't going to Europe to study no European nothing. You're not going to Europe to study no English nothing, no Dutch nothing, no German nothing, no French nothing, because it doesn't exist. What they did was they translated Cordoba was the educational center of the entire world, not of Europe, of the entire world. 700, 800, 900, Cordoba, Seville, and Toledo were the educational centers of the entire world. Cordoba housed the library, the Library of Cordoba housed manuscripts, over 600,000 manuscripts in Arabic. So when the Europeans took control, they transliterated and translated medical books in Arabic, math books, astronomy books in Arabic into Latin. Medicine, surgery to thesis, over 30 surgeries to thesis, astronomy, geometry, architecture, philosophy, poetry. That's your stuff. They didn't develop anything. They translated. And they put their names on it. Galileo, Descartes, they just put their names, Fibonacci, who went to Moorish youth school, all right? And then the Fibonacci, that goes back to China. The Moors had extensive silk trading with China. The Europeans simply took over existing trading routes. They didn't establish even trade. The spice trade, the order of Jesus Christ was the night order, established in 1338. The order of the Christ, first called the Order of Jesus Christ, established in 1338, which is actually the Knights Templar renamed. The Knights Templar renamed, all right, or refashioned themselves as the Order of Christ. Knights Templar established in 1119, refashioned themselves as the Order of Christ in 1338. Now, Henry, the Navigator, Order of Christ. The Order of Christ, the Moors controlled Portugal for 500 years. We are prisoners of war in our own land. The Moors controlled Portugal for 500 years. The Order of Christ, the Knights Templar, set up, were there to protect Portugal against the Moors. The Order of Christ took over the spice trade that was established by us. An extensive silk trade. We established the silk trade with China. Silk garb. Paper mill. Because with the paper mill, we were able to produce more literature for what? The general public, where for only the clergy, were educated and could read. Before the Moors, we made education affordable and available to even poor Europeans. Moors did not discriminate. Moors did not discriminate. We're not talking about this inner city stuff that these children get it. We're not talking about this inner city stuff they teach in the schools. We're talking about pristine education to poor Europeans. Moors conquered what? We conquered what? We civilized, bro. We civilized. We ain't conquering no Europe. We civilized. Because they were dying. They were dying The plague came about because they didn't take baths. The plague was brought on by them. Brother, it was the clergy taught, this was taught, that to not bathe is an act of piety. To not bathe is a good thing. But I know it's that, brother. I understand. It sounds so out there, so far-fetched. Like, brother, they were dying of diseases by the tens of thousands, man. The Moors taught them hygiene. We taught them hygiene. They eating and not even clean, washing themselves, cleaning. Serious, man. Don't go by the day, brother. You know they eat. Don't go by the day. That's not what it was in the 600s, late 600s, under Roderick. So I'm showing that Moors didn't conquer Jack. Moors civilized. They're not giving you credit. We are the Renaissance and the Protestant movement. What spurred the Protestant movement was the education of the Moors. Remember, the masses couldn't read. The masses couldn't read. You had illiteracy. You had widespread illiteracy. The Moors put the end to widespread illiteracy. So what we did, because of the paper was less expensive to produce, we were able to produce more literature. There were beliefs that rivaled one another on who can produce more literature and who could educate more people. Education flourished. It was wide. Now we ended widespread illiteracy. We did that. For the Europeans too. It ain't, brother. It wasn't just we educating the Moors. No, bro. No. It wasn't just Moors. The Europeans too. They're not giving us credit. They're living off your backs of accomplishments to this day. They're taking credit for what we did. So they'll say Galileo. No. Fibonacci. Michelangelo was commissioned to create a European imagery of the saints and so forth. The saints, we're the saints. We're the saints of Europe. Michelangelo was commissioned to paint Europeans, and they're presented as the saints. We're the saints. The patron saint of all of Germany is darker than me. Lived in 1100, St. Maurice. Of all of Germany, he's patron saint of the entire country. They're not giving us credit. And we did not, as in golden age of the Moors, we weren't subjugated. And then now they reckon, they accept us, and now we become poets. And no. We already had that knowledge going into Europe. Those African scholars tell it that way. They don't talk about the Moorish dynasties and the Moorish rulership in Europe. Moorish rulership, not, African presence in Europe. RVBey Soderman, title, African presence in Europe, edited by RVBey Soderman. Once again, a compilation of, I'm critiquing those articles. And in my critiquing those articles, there's no mention of Moorish power. It's, once again, Moors, were accepted now. No Moorish rulership. Those African scholars do not I think they're paid off or something, though. I think they paid off, though. Because there's no way that you can have this information and then conveniently, somehow you don't see the Moorish dynasty. I mean, it's like you missed the Moorish dynasties before them that ruled. You talk about this other stuff, but there's no mention of rulership. That compromise. They only so far they can go. They want to be accepted by the Europeans and their professors, but Europeans talk about it. Why is it European writers? And European writers say Moors. They don't say, blacks. And he's actually saying things black. Europeans say Moors. They write Moors. Europeans, I got my name, brother. In this book, over 100 books listed. Over 100 books. More than Mason. European scholars. Moorish power. African scholars. They don't even talk about it. But African scholars didn't see these books in here? The treaties and letters? I started looking at what they're not saying. Not what they're saying, what they're not saying. Man, they do this for a living. So you're talking about the Moors, but you don't talk about Moorish power. All right? Any questions? Yes. Yes, TV. Ibn Ziyad. Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. That's rhetoric. They were already in the Dark Ages. You're talking about 7-11. I'm talking about what were they before 7-11. They were no, but that's Ziyad is 7-11. No, Ziyad is 7-11. But they before that in the 600s, late 600s under Roderick, late 600s, 7-11. That's Roderick of the Visigoths. They were in the Dark Ages under him. They were not in the Dark Ages under Ziyad. Ziyad fought against Roderick. Roderick was the one who was abusing the Europeans. Roderick was doing that. They were dying. They were dying by the tens of thousands under Roderick, not under Ziyad. And that's the Umayyad dynasty. Right. That was the first Moorish dynasty. In Spain, it's the Umayyad dynasty. Ummayyad. Umayyad. Yeah, a couple hundred years. That's under them. That's not under the Moors. The Moors brought Europe out of the Dark Ages. The Moors didn't put Europe, even, hear me out, fam. In 1492, after 1492, the areas, Cordoba, Seville, Toledo, Valencia, those areas were heavy in wealth and industry. When the Moors were expelled, what happened? They died out. They couldn't even maintain. Remember, they couldn't even maintain what the Moors built up. They couldn't even maintain what we built up. We talking about tremendous wealth. Textile industry, silk trade, all that. We heard it. They couldn't even maintain it. Exactly. So you're talking about wealth that we brought. And the Europeans benefited too. They benefited today. to this very day from what we did. You see out there, brother, see street lights? Who put that up there? Street lights. Paved roads. Moors. In Europe. They had dirt roads. Dirt roads. Paved roads. We built paved roads for miles. Street lights.
Is it true that
yes. He did that too, bro. So you say, well, I don't see anything Moorish out there. You see street lights, right? You working on paved roads, right? You drive on paved. Well, that's moving. That's old hat. And it's still there. They're still benefiting with the medicine and everything. Surgery to thesis, they learn from us. Surgery, all that principles, they learn from us. And so they're just maintaining, what we set up, and then lying to you and covering up, that you're black and you came from Africa and you transported, sold by African kings and queens and brought over here, and and that's where our mindset is. The people over there in that program, that's where they at right now. That mind. People in that program over here. About 200 over there. 200 people up there on the third floor. That's where their mindset is. African slave trade. I don't know what's going on over there. I'm just saying I know that there's a lot of people over there. I'm talking about whatever's going on over there. I'm talking about their mindset. Their mindset is that we were transported by the Dutch, the French, the Portuguese, the Spanish. That's where their mindset is. So we have here the Knights of St. So we have here the Knights of St. John. We have the Knights Templar, which in 1938, because the King of Portugal simply took the wealth from the Knights Templar and then redistributed the wealth to the Order of Christ. But it's also said that the Order of Christ is actually the Knights Templar, just refaction. And this order still exists today. But the knowledge of how they got started and why they were started is not known to our people. And even to brothers who are part of it. Brothers are members of some of these orders and don't even know the history around it. And they were established to fight against them. They're members of these very orders, and these very orders were established to fight against those brothers. I mean, Europeans having a field day with us, man. They just had the field day, and they laughing it up, man, behind our backs, of course. Laughing it up. I mean, I want to become a part of history. I want to be a Knights Templar. Yeah, man. See, I'm a member of the Order of Christ. I'm a Knight of Moor. Dumbass. Knights of Moor. Let me see. You ain't European. You're a Knight of Moor. How you gonna be a Knight of Moor? Oh, you don't know the history. That's all you say. You don't know the history. Oh, you think it's a charity order. You think it's a charity order, and they do. Well, what was it before that? Not what they do today. Not what they do today. Do you know the history of the order? Oh, you remember? You don't know the history of the order? They're military orders that were established to fight. Their whole purpose was to fight against the Moors. So this knowledge is known and reserved by few. So these orders still exist. This ain't, we're prisoners of war in our own land. That we just don't know the history. And these night orders ain't no joke. They were serious. They killed us, we killed them. All right, and they're organized. Of course, we're not. But hey, we have another night on what's called the Night of St. Stephen. Knights of St. Stephen, S-T-E-P-H-E-N-S, Knights of St. Stephen. That was established in 1538. So the Knight of St. Stephen, these very knight orders fought us in different battles. Battle of La Panto, Battle of La Panto, L-E-P-A-N-T-O, 1571. Battle of La Panto, 1571. The battle of Malta. The Battle of Malta. This is how, once again, it's the Knights of St. John of Jerusalem. That's the name. They were renamed the Knights of Rhodes after the island of Rhodes. Then you have the Knights of Malta, which is the island, which is a strategic area where they fought against us. And in their honor of defeating the Moors in the Battle of Malta, they were renamed the Knights of Malta. So why they call them Knights of Malta? Because that's not their original name. That's an honorary name from defeating the Moors. And the island of Malta was a strategic place where they fought us. So these brothers, I'm a Knights of Malta. Yeah, why they call it Knights of Malta, brother? I don't know. We're at a disadvantage because we lack knowledge. We joining these orders and stuff. They are enemies. I didn't say they were. I didn't say were our enemies. They are. It's that we lack knowledge. That's all. They're our enemies. If one of them works out, I'm keeping it real. They're our enemies. Now, they're going to play you. They're going to play you. Yeah, can we all just get along? Oh, yes, we can. In European colonization. Yeah, in European colonization of Moorish land. But if you're not talking that, we can't get along. Hold on. All right. I take control of your house. And I say, can we all just get along? I got control of your house. How can we get along, fam, when I still got control of your house? We can never get along as long as I have control of your house. So we can never get along with them. They have control of our house. They're playing us because they know we don't know. They're laughing behind your back because they know we don't know. We cheesing up, Knights of Malta, Knights of Templar. And I'm a member, who was a member of Knights Templar? Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey is a member of Knights Templar. Look. The outfit that Marcus Garvey in the court, that's Knights Templar. Yeah, Knights Templar. Remember Knights Templar? He shouldn't have been, because it had nothing to do with him. What it has to do with him is that they established a fight against him and his people. They established a fight against his people. So why would you be a member of the Knights Templar when the order was established to fight against you? That's ludicrous. I ain't being no members of the Knights. They're my enemies. I'm saying it. They're my enemies. Well, all right. What am I supposed to say then? Tell me what to say. I'll tell you. Tell me what to say then. All right. What am I supposed to call them? All right. Tell me what I should call them then. Tell me what I should call them. Oh, I need to be politically correct, whatever that means. Whatever. All right. You know what politically correct means? Whatever the Europeans accept. All right. Be politically correct with Abdullah. Oh, whatever Europeans accept. Don't call them your enemies. Well, why not? If you know the history, and you do the history and bring it up to the day and the battles and Lao Panto and just bring it up like Malta battles and gold battles and just bring it up. And what you mean? Yeah, Lepanto, 1571. All right. You have the battle road, roads, R-H-O-D-S. I can't remember the year. Battle road. I think it's before the Battle of Malta. They, you're looking at the Knights of St. John's of Jerusalem to the Knights of Rhodes to the Knights of Malta. And like I said, they're honorary names because they're the islands were strategic war places. The Knights of Calatrava. The Knights of Calatrava, Calatrava. Somebody look that up for me, see what year. Can't remember the year. Calatrava. The Knights of Calatrava. 1187? All right, Knights of Calatrava. Thank you. 1522, the siege of Moor. The siege of Rhodes, I was right before. All right. Siege of Rhodes is 1522. All right. Siege of Rhodes. I'm doing this so we can be clear that there are enemies. All right. There are enemies, and they're going to be just mucking it up with you, and let's all get along. And brother, fam, we can't get along as long as you have control of my land. They're playing us. That's like I gave the example before. He and I are thieves. We're thieves. Right? So, we stealing, and because I'm in better shape than he is, I get all this, and he only got a little bit over here. He got this over there, a little bit, all right? And I got all this over here, right? So I said, no more stealing. No more stealing. So he's looking like, but Ali's looking like, man, it's easy for you to say that because you got all this. There ain't no more stealing. Who are you to say no more stealing? All right? So then we all get along when they got control of our land and our government. And feeling like the United States is a government, which is not. What's the name of this government? Oh, man, y'all gonna make me cry. Man, I was about to cry, man. Y'all would have seen a grown man cry. And if I heard a long pause, if I had heard a long pause, all right, thank you for not giving me the opportunity to cry. Because if I heard a long pause to that question, I should not hear a long pause. What's the name of this government? Thank you. No long pause. In fact, no pause at all. You get long pause. No pause at all. I don't want to hear no United States. You didn't understand the question? The name of this government is Morocco. Yeah, I say that. Let me tell you what. Do you know Chinese? Who knows Chinese? So I'm going to speak Chinese. So I want you to translate. Because he's speaking Chinese, so I need to speak Chinese so he can. I want somebody to. No problem. So now he's a newcomer, and so he thinks the name of the government is the United States. He thinks the United States is a government, and the name of the government is the United States. He's clear that the name of the land is Morocco, but he's not clear that the name of the government is Morocco. He's clear that he thinks the United States is a government, all right, or a country, all right. It's not that either. It's not that either, brother. It's not that either. All right, here we go. All right. Take out a note. Take out a OneNote. Take out a OneNote. What they call falsely, because of social engineering, because of European social engineering, take out the unconstitutional, unlawful. All right. So you have a dual national seal, right? A dual national seal. Now, in 1300, did the United States exist? In 1300, did Morocco exist? In 1400, did the United States exist? In 1400, did the United States, Morocco exist? Yeah. In 1500, did the United States exist? No. Did Morocco exist? Yeah. Right. Now, in 1600, got it right in the book, or the matrix. The treaties between Morocco and England protected the English colonies and English merchant ships. The treaties, the tribute treaty between Morocco and England protected ships. No. I treated peace of friendship. That's 1787, 86, 87. I'm talking about the treaties in 1600, 1632, 1666 between Morocco and England protected the English merchant ships. All right? So now, you already have Morocco, already in existence, already in power, already negotiated treaty, tributes. Now, you said the United States is a country, or a nation, or government, all right? What they did was, they wrote you out of history. And you think that these Europeans, Thomas Jefferson and Ben Franklin and John Jay and Moorish and Samuel Hamilton and John Hancock, you think because you misled that they established a country. They came together and the Articles of Confederation and the Continental Congress in 1774 and 1775, and then they, Thomas Jefferson orchestrated the Declaration of Independence, and they won. They fought in their independence against Britain, and and now they established some country. Is that what you think? Is that the history that you're working on? All right. Why do you think the United States is a country? All right, hear me out, brother. What information did you have prior to this class that made you draw the conclusion that the United States is a country or government? Brother, whoa. Let me ask. There was some information, brother, somewhere you learned somewhere. You learned somewhere when you was 5 years old, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever, 12 years old. All right? You learned somewhere. Some school, some history channel, somewhere. All right? You learned some point. All right? So what are those points that you were indoctrinated with that made you let me finish with him, draw the conclusion that the United States is a government? All right, so we talk about the history of, founding. They call it what they say, the founding fathers, and right. That is, we all learned the same thing, man. Right, you all learn the same thing. If you want to learn anything about the Moors and Morocco and tribute treaties and school, It's like they wiped you out as if you never existed, as if those acts never existed, as if they never negotiated tribute treaties with us, as if we never protected them, as if we never seized their ships, as if they never paid us ransom for the release of their captors, of people that we had in Moorish captivity. So it gives you a distorted view of history. It's like it's all about them. This is their country, and the white man. This is the white man. You know what I mean? We brought over here to hell to hold the ships. You know what I mean? They built this country. They built this country off our free slave labor. You know what I mean? So people over there, 200 of them. That's what they think like. People, most of them, fam. I can say most, and I can stand on that, brother. I say most, brother. I ain't moving off that, brother. Brother. Most of the people that's over there, 200 of them, think like that. But that's a fact, Jack. So why would they think like that? What? Here's the floor. Go ahead, brother. All right. Yes. All right. They think it's the government. Right. So you have the United States establish, consulates. Why do you think it's the government? Because, the United States established consulates and, embassies and legions all over the country, all over the world. The United States embassy here, United States consulate here, United States here embassy here, United States general consulate here. So you think it's a, country, not knowing that they are and exercising the sovereign power of a country, Morocco, in a trusteeship capacity. Trusteeship, they're trustees. They're trustees of your government. They're trustees of the Moorish government. Who is the substitute Grand Wazir? Donald Trump is the substitute Grand Wazir. They substitute those positions they didn't create. They simply substituted titles. Grand Wazir, President. President of Cabinet, Pure Davan. And the Pure Davan has what? Wazir. Today they call secretary. Secretary of State, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Education, Secretary. They are substitute wazirs. And you have substitute governors or substitute beys, where they use the governor. This is your government. So what they did was inlaid or superimposed the fiction over the real. Already in place. They didn't establish jack, just like they didn't establish no curriculum. In Europe, they translated Arabic books, medical books, surgery teachers. I went through the whole thing into Latin. That's our problem. We don't know the history. We don't know who we are and who we're not. We don't know who they are and who they're not. We're thinking that they are the country, that they are the founding fathers. This is a great country, but the name of the country ain't Morocco. I mean, it's not the United States. This is Morocco. So what country were you born in? Oh, thank you again for not making me cry. Whew. Man, I would have cried again if I heard a long pause or, And I'm doing that because we got to be clear on this. We're not clear on who we are. I know they have embassies in your name, your power. They establish embassies with your sovereign power. Why do you think they have the Great Seal on the note? Because that's the source of their power. The world knows that. You think the world's dumb? You think the world's dumb to the true history? We're the ones that smoked in the head. You're talking about the mighty, powerful Moroccan Empire that rules the world. The world don't know who we are. The mighty, powerful Moroccan Empire ruled modern day India for 1,000 years. Silk trade with China, spice trade, spice routes. We set the course of world events hinges on our back with trade routes, spice trade, silk trade, paper mill, paper trade, library, curriculum. We spurred the Protestant movement. Once again, they not give us credit. They say who? Martin Luther. You know, it was the free education of the Moors. They were talking about, once again, widespread literacy. We spurred the Protestant movement. The Renaissance, or they can call it the Age of Enlightenment. And once again, you see all these Europeans. And you know what that does? Because of that social engineering, we are not in a mental state to reclaim our lost estate because we don't know that it's ours. The people over there, they think they came from Africa. Was transported by the Portuguese and Spanish and Dutch. So they don't even know that this land is theirs. So they ain't going to fight for this land because they think their motherland's over there. They think they're black. Negro colored. That ignorance, that massive ignorance empowers the Europeans. We're so ignorant to the point that we join these night orders. We join these night orders. What the hell are you joining these night orders for? Any questions? Because I'm gonna get into part 2. I'll get into my etymology, true meaning versus meaning, but I wanted to set the tone with this, because I know this is not known by many people. All right, so I'm going to be emphasizing this. This is in chapter 1 of the Illuminati Masonic Compass Square book. All right, between May and June, the Masonic Compass Square and the connection to timekeeping measurement. Chapter 1 deals with this. Right? What I wanted to do was have history in chapter 1. So the Masons who don't have this book, more than Masonry, they at least have because a lot of Masons are going to buy this Masonic Compass Square book. They at least have history in chapter 1. This is astronomy book. Masonic Compass Square is astronomy. I break down this. I explain the astronomical origin of Boaz and Jock and the 2 pillars, and I go into the devil. And the astronomy of the devil. I love the devil. And yes, I do. Why? What is the devil? What is the devil? I went through this. The devil is the moon. The devil is the moon. The goat. The goat is an ancient fertility symbol. The goat and the bull were used because of the shape, the crescent shape of the horn. You can't see the new moon. You can't see the new moon. So when you first see the moon when it's what? You first see the moon when it's what? Crescent shape. You don't see the full moon. It's dark. So you first see the moon when it's crescent shape. So we use the goat and the bull. We use the goat and the bull because of the shape, the crescent shape of the horn. The Europeans attacked that. They took a most sacred image representing woman, power, fertility, and the moon, and made it gory, and said that that is the cause of the world's evil. And they called it the devil. That's chapter 3 of Masonic Compass Square book. So I go, into, 4th of July, that's chapter 7, Egyptian New Year, Biblical Rising series. I go into the double cross, the tropical cross and the galactic cross. The night orders, use your stuff. All the night orders use an eight-pointed cross. Why 8-pointed cross? Because the 8-pointed cross represents, in code, the ancient knowledge of the precession of the equinoxes. Every 25,920 years, the celestial equator and the galactic equator within the Confederate flag, that's yours, so that X, that galactic cross is astronomy. That is the intersection. That's the Milky Way, all right, which is the galaxy. Galaxy means milk. So you have the intersection of the tropical cross or Earth cross and the galactic cross that occurs every 25,920 years. The Knights Templar uses a tilted cross within a crown. And that cross is tilted at a 23.5 degree angle, which represents what? The possession of the equinoxes. They're using your stuff. They have no stuff. They have no stuff. It's that we don't know the origin of it. Now, man, I'm gonna be careful when I say this. $622. You think of Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad is credited for establishing Islam, but he did not establish Islam. Islam is astronomy. Islam, that crescent in the star, is ancient knowledge of Venus and the moon. You have what they call the Mexican, the Mayan, it's called the Dresden Codex, because the Germans took it out of Mexico, and in 1732, it's in the Royal Museum in Germany. There are calculation tables of Venus, very extensive calculation tables of Venus, and Venus is for agriculture. There what's called the helical rising of Venus, which is set around April, which brings about the rainy season. So there were calculation tables, and you have moon. So the moon and Venus plays a huge role in agriculture. There were ancient sites that had honored the women and the fertility goddesses, Venus and Moon, all right? Allah, the word Allah, all right? Auza, you have statuettes of women. Prophet Muhammad gave the command to destroy it. This is why it is said there should not be any graven images in Islam. Why not seen? You had these images, sacred images of female statuettes honoring the fertility goddess, Venus Muhammad is true. Under his command. Controlling women. Should not be no graven images in Islam. That's why. So was he a great man? You can call him that. You want to call him that? That's your father. I ain't. I know we got some fanatics out there. Prophet Muhammad up. Women rule the world. Men did not rule the world. But you see today, they not always exist. What you see today throughout the world did not always exist. Emirs, kings, potentates, they're males, right? Male. They were women. They were women. The feminine energy. And women, boys are taught. Female are weak. Stop crying, you acting like a girl. Because we are cardinal in our thinking. We think strength is lifting off 400 pounds. Ooh, man, males are strong. Ooh. We're cardinal in our thinking. We thinking strength is lifting 400-pound boulders. It's this. These women are weak. If women can't lift those 400 pounds, yeah, they can't lift those 200 pounds. Women are weak. You're cardinal in your thinking. Women are intuitive. The queen bee sends airphones to the worker bees with the males. Women are not weak. But boys are taught that they are. Stop crying, you acting like a girl. Don't act like a sissy. Crying is a strength. Passion. We need women to rise to be the rulers that they once were. Women are compassionate, intuitive. That's strength. So it's been attacked as a weakness. Males are imbalanced because we're taught to suppress that. Stop crying, you're acting like a girl. Be strong. Don't be a sissy. Be strong. Don't be like a girl. Oh, hold on. Be strong. So he's saying be strong. Don't be like a girl. So what are you saying about girls then? Hold on. So you're saying be strong. Don't be like a girl. Hold on. So you're saying girls are weak? You say be strong. Don't be like a girl. So girls are weak? See that? That's both Europeans and us. Europeans are social engineering, y'all. Social engineering. It's social engineering. That's powerful because with social engineering, you have the people do it themselves. It's set where the people perpetuate it themselves. They just sit back now. It's already perpetuated. It's already in the. They sit back. Because the people are going, both Europeans and us, we do it ourselves. That's called social engineering. Very powerful. Very powerful. Very effective, too. They ain't got to have no gun over you. Because you're going to do it, yourself. You're going to say, stop crying. You're going to act like a sissy. You know, social engineering. All right, any questions? I don't know what I'm talking about. You got to tell me, you got to show me. I don't know what I'm talking about. Yes. All right. The sister said that I noticed that there tends to be more male teachers in the Moorish movement. All right. People have posed that question to me and Todd for 25 years. Not that we haven't tried to get women out there. Sure, gone, we tried. All right. Why is that? I mean, wow. I mean, we got dynamics. Yeah. It could be part of through social engineering. Now, the European, let me take a stab at this. Now, the European, I've talked about this over the years. The brothers, if talking about police brutality, we talk about the number. We know that women as late has gone through that, but it's not as far as numbers, it's mostly male. Mostly males are getting their ass kicked by the cops. I mean that's been going on for years. Mostly males are getting their ass kicked by the cops. So a lot of the there's different dynamics, different dynamics regarding that. Because, there have been women who, there are more males, and you see a lot of males that's active in it, that come and go. And it's very few females. You have Rob and Annie Eve, or two of the few. Valera, back in the 90s. Zodiacus. Valerie. I think Sister Valera. Sister RVBey. Too many as far as being on the forefront. That's like known and right. So we're gonna move on from that because there's the dynamic of different reasonings. So, any other questions? Who threatens the women? You just made a claim. Well, yeah, there's other reasons. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, it's not just one reason. No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Ross Mariah just texted me. She said, we love you and, tell them the truth about uplifting fallen humanity. I know she loved that part about Prophet Muhammad. I know she spotted. Ross Mariah spotted jumping out of her chair, bro. When I started talking that stuff there, I know because that's a touchy subject. But I know I have to be the one to address those touchy subjects. I said, this, people don't know what Islam is because there's no difference between Islam, Christianity, Judaism. There's no difference because it's all based in astronomy. It all has one common source, one common origin. Any other questions before I go on to the another part? All right, so we're going to look at yes.
So the treaty between Morocco and England and basically came from like a part of common theater. How from that point
Treaty don't just say that. No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say they didn't have a treaty. I said the treaty not for that. The treaty is tribute treaty. The treaties were to write in the book, brother. More than major. That treaties in here. All right. treaties you said between Morocco and England. Right? The treaties protected the English colony, the English merchant. That's outlined in the treaty. English merchant. My thing is, I go what's written. I mean, I can't tell you something that I don't see. You know, I'm talking about what's written there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying, well, it's this, I don't see that unless you can show me. But show me where show me the article.
No, I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. I can't make something up, fam. I'm not gonna make something up. You know, because if I say that's the case, and then somebody's gonna say, well, show me. I can't. And negotiate tribute payments, also release of captives on both sides. All right? The protection of English merchants. And the articles of the treaty. 1632, 1665, 1666. All right? There's no mention in the treaties. I can only go by, you got to show me, bro, you know, of setting up colonies here. Now, keep in mind that the Spaniards, they were the ones that began the colonization of our land. It wasn't the English. Talking about, it wasn't, you're talking about 1500s. That's the, all right. Now, let's talk to things in England. In 1580, you have the commercial agreement between England and Morocco. That's Queen Elizabeth and Murad Ishmael, Emperor of Morocco, during that time period. What Murad wanted to form an alliance with England under Queen Elizabeth, because he wanted to regain control of Spain. So he wanted to form an alliance with England that had England help him fight against Spain. That's what I said. This is not in history book. That's what. Right. That's what I'm trying. Yeah. So there were trade in that commercial agreement. There was trade. The powder that they used for the gun, we traded to them. And because as a result of that, they were able to make the ammunition to defeat Spain in 1508 under what's called the Spanish Armada. We're part of that, helping that. That's going back to the commercial agreement of 1580 between Murad Ahmad and Queen Elizabeth. So there's a history that they've covered up. So we're thinking that we came on some ship somewhere and we negotiated with them, treaties, exchanging prisoners. They've covered all this up. I mean, it's there. What they've done was they got us thinking that we're somebody else. Once you know that you're Moorish, it's clear. You start looking for the information. But we think we came with some shit. We think that Moors are people that look like Osama bin Laden. Yep. And even the coat of arms, Jay Rogers' book. Thank you. Another thing, too, they distorted Morenos. Oh, that means pig. Oh, Morenos means pig. All right, so now, Marranos. Of course, it doesn't mean that's connotation. That's connotation. How did it gain that connotated meaning? Why does it have that connotated meaning, a pig? As an insult. Thank you. It's an insult. It's an insult. Not the word, but that's connotation. Connotated meaning. An insult. And once you understand your power, then you want to understand why it has that meaning. They're insulting you. Moores. Where's Moores? James, the Moor Slayer. Moores. Moor Slayer. You got all these celebrations in your honor. Once again, we don't know the history. All these in your honor. All these in your honor. Mardi Gras, translated. Marty's what? Mars. Marty's Mars. Marty is French. Marty, that's French. Mars. Whoa. Mars is what? Kind of war, aggression. Marty's what? Mars is what? Associated with what? War. All right? Now, look up Gras. Look up Gras, and when you look it up yourself, Gras, Mardi Gras. Let's say Fat Tuesday, right? Big war. Fat, big. Big war. All right? In your honor. Yeah, we're going to go down to 58 Mardi Gras. It's in your honor of your defeat. Moores. Let me go and get to that celebration, man. It's in your honor of your defeat. Yeah, Moores. All right. The Moor Slayer. Moor Slayer. St. James. St. James. The Spanish spelling. That's the I. St. James the Moor Slayer. St. James the Moor Slayer. And he's on horseback. He's on horseback, and he's trampling a Moor. He's on, horseback, and the Moor is underneath, because he's trampling, Moor. Yeah.
So they celebrating more than feet, for 2 weeks now. They are concerts tomorrow.
We don't know the history. We don't know the history, man. We don't know the history. You have the statue, the monument of 4 Moors. The monument in Livorno, Italy. There's 4 Moors chained, right? Found in the chain, and then at the top is Comissimo the First, who defeated the Moors in 1637 in a battle. Comissimo the First. Cosimo the First. Monument of the 4 Moors. Livorno, Italy. Livorno. Livorno, Livorno, Italy. Monument of the 4 Moors. You have Geraldo. There's a statue of Geraldo, who defeated the Moors in battle. All these in our honor, by defeat. Transported on slave ships, and canceling slave trade. You got all these celebrations in your honor. We don't even know who we are. The mighty Moors. Yep. Yeah, that's it. Mighty men of the four Moors. Yeah, Livorno, Italy. Livorno, Italy. Mighty men of the four Moors. In chains. Dark Island, they look like me. Yep. Quattro is four. Quattro, yeah. Quattro. Yeah, that's Italian. All right. So we don't know history. So we belong to these night orders and participate in Mardi Gras and the festival of Reconquista and Mummer's parade. Mummer means silence, whisper, mockery, silent whisper. And he used what's the name? Jason Kelsey. Who knows Jason Kelsey? Jason Kelsey, y'all didn't watch the Super Bowl? I mean, I know y'all not Eagles fans, but non-Eagles fans did watch the Super Bowl. Non-Eagles fans did watch the Super Bowl. Jason Kelsey is the starting center of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah. Jason Kelsey gave a speech at the parade, the parade in Philadelphia, celebrating What was he wearing? What was Jason Kelsey wearing? A turban and Moorish garb, but they call it what? No, they call it what outfit? Mummer's outfit. They called it Jason Kelsey wearing the Mummer's outfit. Once again, they take your stuff and they call it the Mummer's outfit. They didn't say Jason Kelsey wore Moorish outfit. They say Jason Kelsey wore Mummer's outfit. So I need to do an article on that. Put Jason Kelsey on the front cover, all right? So that's going to grab attention. So you got to do something like that to grab attention. Put Jason Kelsey on there. Is Jason Kelsey wearing Mummer's outfit or Moorish garb? And since he was seen wearing it throughout the world, because televised, the race, he was won the Super Bowl. And they made a big thing out. Yeah, he's riding the bike, because he's in front of the bus, riding the bike, more scarf and all. And I saw him. I was in the parade. What they call the Moorish fairs? The Shriners hat. See? We don't know who we are. And they know that. They had fun with us. All right. True meaning versus meaning. I stayed a little longer on that part because I thought it was important. I know y'all didn't know any of it. Probably didn't know most of what I was talking about before So how are the night orders related? How are the night orders associated? How are we associated with night orders? They were established to fight against us. All right, so we have true meaning, meaning. True meaning, meaning. So most people say, well, slave means somebody who's conquered, somebody who's put in servitude. Slave means someone put in servitude. What's this true meaning? Huh? It's true meaning. I never heard that before. What do you mean true meaning? True meaning. True meaning. What are you talking about, Abdullah? True meaning. But you told me what it means. I just told you what it means, Abdullah. You said true meaning. What's the difference, Abdullah, between true meaning and meaning? Oh, I'm glad you asked. So we're looking at meaning. We're looking at semantics and connotation. True meaning, we're looking at etymology and denotation. So we have slave as an example. So what is the true meaning of slave? It's an Eastern European nationality. And Slav is an older pronunciation. It's an older pronunciation. So you put the you add. So this is called this methodology of adding paragon. It's a paragog. Paragog is a linguistic methodology whereby you add a sound at the end of a word, a letter. You add a letter at the end of a word. It changes the sound. Not meaning, sound. So it's a sound shift here. Slav, slave. And it makes the what? The E makes it what? The A long. E makes the A, so yeah, it makes the A long. So it's the sound. So Slav, short A, slave, Slav, slave, Slav, slave. Just different pronunciation sound. All right there. You just add, you do a paragog, right? You paragog it, add an E at the end of it. You're just changing the sound. That's all you're doing. Not a total different word. Like a total different word, it's a total different sound. All right? Then you have here S, slave. And we have in French, ESCLAVE. So now we add an E, what's called a protathesis. Prothesis, that's protathesis. You're adding a letter at the beginning of a word. You're changing the sound. You're changing the sound, not meaning, you're changing the sound, the pronunciation. All right? We have add an E at the beginning of a word. So we have E here. All right? Then you have a C in the middle word. So you have, so adding, that's called a syncope, paragog, protathesis, paragog, beginning, protathesis is beginning, paragog is ending. I mean, at the word. And then adding a letter at the middle of a word. Not my mind. I think it's aphoresis, syncope, apocope, and add moving. All right, I'll get back to that. All right, so now, slave is an Eastern European nationality. When the Russians, in the early Middle Ages, that's 700 to 800. Between 700 and 800 is the Middle Ages. Middle Ages is what's called Middle Ages or medieval period. The period of Moorish rule in Europe. The Middle Ages or medieval period is the period of Moorish rule in Europe. 700 to 1500. 700 to 1500 is the period of Moorish rule in Europe. That's called the Middle Ages or medieval period. So the early Middle Ages or early medieval period is between 700 and 800. So during the early medieval period, the Slavic people in large numbers were held in captivity. The meaning, the use that it's a nationality has been lost in the society. So it now takes on the meaning of their captivity. That's why that's the kind of meaning of someone put in servitude, because the Slavic people were held in captivity in large numbers in the early medieval period. So what happens is the true meaning is lost. So we're called descendants of slaves. Why? Because the true meaning of slaves is lost. Why are we called descendants of slaves? We're not Slavic. We're not the Slavic. That's what I'm saying. We can't be. If you wanted to, you can't be. Why? It's the bloodline, ancestry, consanguinity, lineage, descent. Well, you want to change your bloodline? All right, tell me how you change your bloodline. No, I don't change your bloodline, brother. That's because that's your ancestry. You said change your bloodline by having blood with gum. Nah, you can't change your bloodline, brother. That's the consequence, your ancestry, descent. Yeah, I change your bloodline. Nah, that don't change your bloodline. Yeah. So we have here two meanings and meaning. So semantics deals with the science of meaning. So etymology is the study of words. Etymology is the study of words. Somebody said yesterday, I asked a question. The question is etymology, the study of words. Got a yes. All right. So I'm studying words. Slave, someone who's put in servitude. I'm studying words. Oh, then that's different. Semantics deals with the study on words. Etymology deals with the origin and true meaning. Right. All right. We have what's called the general semantics movement in the late 20s, 1926. 1926, the general semantics movement began. And the general semantics movement is, all right, the concept of that we taught in school. We're taught in school that words the meaning of words are determined by its content. All right, then. The meaning, this came about through the general semantics movement, this whole concept. The meaning of words change, the meanings of words change based on their content. Context. I want to read something. All right. Oh, my phone is fully charged. I'll put my charge in here. I'm going to read excerpts from the article, What is a Dollar, by Edwin Vieira, V-I-E-R-A. Is that pronounced correctly? Vieira. Thank you, Vieira. Edwin Vieira, constitutional lawyer. What is a dollar? I'm going to read what I sent you. Remember the snapshot? Those three. All right. Go to your name. I'll flip it to you. All right. Here we go. There we go. All right. Of course, Congress may, with constitutional propriety, let me make sure I have this. All right. No, that's not this. All right. An interpretation of the term dollar as signifying merely the label the Constitution gives to whatever Congress decides to make the unit of money. If consistently applied to other undefined terms in the document, would render the Constitution nonsensical. Read this again. An interpretation of the term dollar as signifying merely the label the Constitution gives to whatever Congress decides. So what they're saying is that if Congress has the power to decide whatever they want the dollar to mean, all right, it would render the Constitution nonsensical, all right? An interpretation of the term dollar as signifying merely the label the Constitution gives to whatever Congress decides to make the unit of measure is consistently applied to other terms. So what they're saying, Congress has the power to arbitrarily decide what a dollar is. And that principle of arbitrarily deciding what a dollar is applied to other terms, it would make the Constitution nonsensical. All right? We know that Congress doesn't have that power. We know that Congress does not have the power to arbitrarily decide what a dollar is or any other term in the Constitution. All right? Would render the Constitution nonsensical. For example, the noun year appears repetitively in Article 1, particularly in Section 2, Clause 1. Quote, the House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen every second year. In Section 3, Clause 1, quote, the Senate of the United States shall be composed of 2 senators from each state chosen by the legislators thereof for 6 years. Self-evidently, the framers used this term with the presumption that everyone would implicitly understand it to mean the time the Earth actually requires for one complete revolution around the sun, rather than a merely empty shorthand for a unit of time with the discretion of Congress to adopt or change. Yet, if the word dollar need have no fixed historical ascertainable meaning, neither need the word year. The principle of constitutional interpretation is precisely the same in both cases. All right? And what it means is that for the word year, the interpretation of the word year, principles applying of defining a year, is the same principle that would be used in defining dollar. Not arbitrary, it's fixed. It can't be, and he'll talk about this, where Congress decides the year to mean we're going to use the cycle of Venus, which is 580-something days. We're not going to use the cycle of Venus. Remember, Senate was 6 years, right? 6 years. So now we're going to use the cycle of Venus to determine what a year is. That increases their what? Right. So if Congress had that power to arbitrarily decide to change the definition of year at their own whim, Congress does not have that power. All right, here we go. Yet, the principle of constitutional interpretation is precisely the same in both cases. And if the noun year need have no meaning more fixed than the noun dollar does in present-day monetary statutes as described above, then Congress could enact laws redefining the year so as to extend, for instance, the term of the House and the Senate to 10, 20, 100, or any number of earthly revolutions. Of course, Congress may, with constitutional propriety, appoint astronomers, physicists, and other qualified experts to determine with scientific precision what the year actually is. Congress lacks authority, however, to decide for itself what the year ought to be or declare the year to be whatever Congress may arbitrarily desire from time to time. Analogously, Congress may, with constitutional propriety, appoint economists, monetary historians, and other experts to determine with cliometric accuracy what the dollar actually was in the late 1700s. In fact, this is what Congress did do under both the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution. Congress has no authority, however, to decide for itself what the dollar ought to be. So let me go into Moorish history here. All right? They called it the Spanish meal, but you know it's not the Spanish meal, it's the Moorish meal. The weight of the dollar, silver dollar, 734 grains of silver. The weight of a dollar was based off an existing coin called the Moorish meal. Once again, Moorish rule Europe. All right? Once again, I keep saying we don't know who we are. We set the tone for even what's going on today, fam. Today, the Moorish meal reigned. It was the Moorish meal. Moors controlled the spice trade. I'm not off subject. I'm just putting this in the context of our power. Let you know that Moors set the tone for today. So we set the price because we control the trade. We had set the measurement for this Moorish meal. So that continued with the dollar. Where did they get that from? Where did they get the measurement for a dollar? The Moorish meal. The Moorish meal is the basis of the dollar. M-I-L-L. We control spice trade, silk trade. And the order of the Christ took over the spice trade that the Moors set up. And our brothers won't be long to. Yeah. Knight Templar. I'm a Knight Templar. Order of Christ. Yeah, brother. Yeah, I'm proud. The Order of Christ. Yeah, you know. So, you know, Christ is the Egyptian Parat, but there's an order called the Order of Christ. Right? It's a knight order. All right? So, words must have a fixed historical ascertainable meaning in law. So this, see, the meaning of dollar changes based on its context. You mean the weight? The weight of a dollar changes based on its context? You gotta look at the context clues, semantics movement. Read the context clues because that determines the meaning of the word. It's the context clues that determines the meaning. And the semantics movement, where did that come from? Is that based in epistemology? Context clues changes. Is that based in epistemology? So if that principle interpretation is set, see, the meaning of year changes based on its context. Arbitrary. The meaning of slave changes based on its context. Give it a hand. It sets the mindset away from historical, fixed, ascertainable meaning. Commerce. The meaning of commerce changes based on its context. We have two schools of thought in the Supreme Court. You have Supreme Court justices who are originalists, and you have others who are constructionalists. An originalist would be myself, someone who deals with the blueprint, the original blueprint of a building, the original blueprint of a building. A constructionist wants to, we alter the blueprint. The originalist wants to go to the original blueprint as a basis for interpreting A constructionist alters it and uses the alteration as the basis for interpretation. Yeah, dollar, the commerce includes any gainful activity. So we're going to put farming, agriculture under commerce. So hold on. So you mean to tell me that growing food so that I can live, if I don't eat, I'm going to die. So you say I don't have the right, that is commerce, and you want to tax this. That I'm growing food so that I can feed my family. You say that's commerce. And therefore it's taxable. I don't have, so you say I can't, you say I don't have right to live. I don't have right to live. You say I don't have right to live. I don't have right. I can't grow food unless you. And that's what they did. They're playing a political football game with the word commerce. Exactly. Words have a fixed, historical, ascertainable meaning. And this, it means this in this statute, that in this statute, this in this statute. It has a different meaning in this statute, different meaning in this statute. Where did that come from, though? See, I got you. Give me a minute. We're just accepting that as a norm, as that has always been. That's the way it is. You know what I mean? This meaning in this statute, this meaning in this statute. That we think that's the way it's supposed to be. Where's the fixed meaning? Yes, they're still their land. They're still their labor. Actually, it's still the land and labor. It's about land and labor. It's treacherous. First right there.
Sometimes when I have movie on, I'll ask my wife, especially now, who are the Moors? I'll say, oh, I take it. Honey, what? Oh, Jay, that's the temple. Oh, okay, so, well, you see one project on and you also teach the children that's coming up now.
Mm-hmm.
Even with,
you know that. You know the dogs are messed up. The dogs don't know.
It's kind of rough on thank God we got teachers like you come down the school together.
All right. We got a few more. We got a few minutes. Other questions? Yes. You have William Ernest Klein Comprehensive English Dictionary, $300. But it has 1,000 pages. That you asked me, Bug. I'm answering the question. It's comprehensive. You know, it's 1,000 pages because it's very comprehensive, and the definition there is extensive. Each entry is extensive. The etymology of the Etymological Dictionary of the English Language, Ernest Klein. Etymological Comprehension Dictionary of the English Language. Ernest Klein. Put Ernest Klein. That, to me, that would be that's one of the better ones because it's very. And it's others. I have links too. I have links to about 7, 8 different English etymological dictionaries. PDF. Yeah, PDF. Or the e-books. No, the e-books, right? The etymological dictionary. Device to connect it. There's something else. Device. Just I have the email. I can text it to you. I don't have the links right now. Just give me your email address. All right. So we're going to close out. What time is it now? We'll go for 1 more minute. Another question? Ernest Klein one is very good. It really is. I know it's 300, and people say, well, I mean, there's other ones too. You can Google etymological dictionary, English etymological dictionary, and you'll get others. So that's a very good one. I think I give you the better one. Then you can't afford it. Get another one. All right, very comprehensive. Like I said, each entry. Because you have some etymological dictionaries. I looked at like 10 different ones. Some etymological dictionaries, they'll give you small entries where the definition and explanation is small. Where Ernest Klein is very comprehensive for each entry. That's why. No, just look. Just look it up. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're gonna. I would see. All right. Moorish is all right. Moorish would be used as an adjective, and Moorish food, Moorish culture, Moorish architecture, Moorish dance, Moorish language, Moorish. Right. All right. Say, well, you wouldn't say that you're Moorish. You would say that you're Moor. All right. Another question? Yeah, coin. And then going back to the crescent of the star too. There's many coins that have the crescent of the star dating back to about 2,000 years old. Before Prophet Muhammad, before 622, before the crescent star before, because it's Venus. It's Venus. You can see, brother. You're gonna see it in a month. You're going to see it in the month. You're going to see the crescent moon, and you're going to see the Venus right next, like this, in the sky. So it ain't got nobody do some image. It's real. It's in the sky. You're seeing the sky. It's like this. Venus in the moon. And we use that knowledge for agriculture. And we associate fertility. The reason why women were the fertility goddesses, because they were this male deity. That's BS. There was no male deities, and bowing down. There was no that's corruption. Why would you bow down to a male? What fertility? There's no male. Male what? There's no that. Once again, Prophet Muhammad. Well, he's no image because he was destroying it. Ancient sites. Join it with ancient sites. Ancient sites. It's about the women, man. Because of the fertility, agriculture, Venus, Pleiades, the 7 sisters of Pleiades. Pleiades is used in Mexico for agriculture, calculation. Peru, calculation table for Pleiades. Venus, the moon, and Greece, Mesoamerica area, Middle East. This is proliferate. So the fertility, women are nurturing. We have the breast. We have colostrum. And colostrum is high in nutrients. What do men do? Put the child on your breast, man. You say you all that? All right, no problem. What's the fertility? And the only reason why brothers will get, this that type thing, because, I understand, because they've been taught that they are the big Mahatma, and they are the goddess and gods, and they are the, rulers, and they are the, you know, and this whole males ruling all over the world, male potentate, male king, male president, male premier, male this, male that, male. So males are full of themselves because they see males in Congress, in the Senate, in the House of Representatives. They go to India, they see males. China, they see males. They go to Nigeria, males. They go to Mexico, males. They go to Puerto Rico, males. All over the world, males. So males are full of themselves. No, males, they think they not. They think they not. And they're not. They're not that. Women are that. Women are that. Don't hate me, brothers. I love y'all. I got to tell like it is, though. For our survival, we need the female energy back. For even the male survival. All right.
That's what I want to say. Right? To clear up this thing with this movie out called the Mantis.
My time is less short, so I don't really. We're gonna have to end.
So I'm gonna bust it down.
We're gonna have to end. Brother, get me out, please. Get me. You gotta end. Thank you. All right, Brother Ali. Salam. Bow to the left, doing the right, repeat after me. Allah, Father of universe. Allah, Father of universe. Father of love. Father of love. Truth. Peace. Freedom. And justice. Allah is my protector. Allah is my protector. God. My God. And my salvation. By night and by day. His holy prophet. I got to catch a cab. I got to catch my ride, so that's why I have to end. That's first time. So that's about it. All right. No problem.
Well, these were African, Arab, Asian values. The only section of Europe that had a high value system during the Dark Ages were those on the Iberian Peninsula in the Spanish, Portuguese area, southern France. And that high state of culture existed there because Africans, known as Moors, had come there and brought it there. So,
Woogie, play that shit.
Jello Beats, holla at 'em.
NBPP. Ain't BPP, I'm telling y'all, no win with a lawyer, so don't ask me. I know y'all are Moors, just ask General Khalid. The General.
Islam, I'm a Moor, and got sense enough to know I'm a Moor. And ain't gonna never argue with you that I'm not a Moor.
The General said he's a Moor. NBPP won't take heed. Your greed for his name, fame got you skunk drunk. You never pull the trigger, just pose with the shotguns pump. Waiting and hating, showing no love, but you're showing bacon. Licenses for ID at the police station. On top of that, no rights reserved on the contract. Dirty Moors finesse masters, use old leaders to con cats. Show their picture but won't use their best quotes. Only use the ones to bring in fiat notes from scapegoats. Kwame Toure's wife even wore a fez at their wedding. A snicker at SNCC and all black organizations begging. Walking with limbs peg-legging. These conscious pirates, fake freedom warners, get no ratings when I'm irate. Conscious. 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 Never sat down with HARLEM one-on-one. Suit and Yeti is my target, Aleem Bey is my gun. All I do is crush a lot truth. My big pun and Fat Joe falling on you 50 feet below. Mike Fatso, Mark conscious coons, frauds up with my firing squad. Tugging at emotions hard like sleeping, pulling a quad. Larry's no professor, show me some doctorate degrees, son. We'll listen to I'm African crap until I see one. I'm not asking for much, cause I give more than I ask for. Moorish MC, lay it down hot like asphalt. I won't cool though, some call me Fool Joe. Trying to get under my skin, you must be a Negro. Old foe gets skull slow, lashed with the tongue strap. Conscious coons wanna be Gay-Z and make a comeback. Not on my watch, flow till time stops. Left and shot cause the rhyme doc. Open up your mind blocks. Conscious, 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 conscious.
Other one,
Galatians.
Malicious.
Oh, Galatians.
Galatians. We have them there. Now, these are church documents. But remember, when there came a time in 1506, after we lost power in Spain, the Africans ruled Spain from 711. We were calling ourselves Moors, M-A-U-E-R-S, then M-O-O-R-S. From 711 until 1485, 774 years, when we built and brought into Europe the university system, building the University of Salamanca, S-A-L-A-M-A-N-C-A in Spain, a copy of the University